Greetings. Thought I would stream a little Shopify SEO. Not a lot, just a little. All right. Okay, so what we're looking at here is actually a spreadsheet where I'm organizing the products that are available on this particular Shopify store by what they are, whether they're there or not, the link to the product on AliExpress, the link to the product on the store website, the AliExpress price, the price the store charges, the SEO, the description, and then the SEO description. The title and SEO title are the same in most cases. Now, I don't know, I just got done reading an article about how to perform an SEO audit on an e-commerce site using a tool called Screaming Frog. And I was floored to know that this particular was Matthew Woodward. He's a SEO over in the UK. He has a very successful blog. And I think it was a guest post. I don't know if it was him or a guest post. But anyway, the author of that particular post, excuse me, I'm very sorry. I'll put that in the description of this video. The author said that that he's never audited an e-commerce site that did not have duplicate content. So now he could be talking about a range of things, ranging from just similar wordage and descriptions and stuff, to having actual duplicate products in the store itself. Because when you have an automated, not necessarily automated, but like a hand curated thing where you go in and you add products basically in bulk using a tool like Oberlo, which is an app inside of Shopify that pulls products from AliExpress, and it pulls all the data for the product over for you as far as images and things like that. Something like that, you tend to choose the same product. So this spreadsheet kind of remedies that problem, because we're going to, you can see I've been going through here and going through each product. This is a spreadsheet where I just exported it from Shopify down here. This is the spreadsheet up here after I've gotten a hold of it. Spreadsheets are not fun. There's nothing magical about a spreadsheet other than it is the only way to organize data, in my opinion. Recently went through and put my buddy Dale over at Self Publishing with Dale. I went through and put all of his videos, his YouTube videos from his YouTube channel, into a spreadsheet for him, which I now update for him on a weekly basis. And when he does a new video, if he wants to know if he's already done a video on that topic without having to navigate a lot through YouTube, he can simply go into that spreadsheet, do a Control F, and use a couple of keywords and find out if he has a video that he can kind of cross-link on that topic. So if you like what you're seeing with this spreadsheet here, if you have a YouTube channel or a Shopify store, I would be happy to organize that for you. I don't know how people get by without having their stuff organized so they know exactly what they have. So let's go ahead and jump into doing a couple of these, doing a little quick SEO on a couple of these. Alright, so I'm going to go into Oberlo, and this is the product list on Oberlo. And I'm right here, so I'm going to click here. This opens the product in AliExpress. Then I'm going to also open it in Shopify. excuse me, you know, this is what I get for eating lunch, drinking a Dr. Pepper, and then hopping on a video. So I apologize in advance for my bodily functions. All right, so we have some wind chimes. And so you can see the initial description. This is not going to do anything for your SEO. So what we want to do is I'm going to go in and we're going to remove words like wood and metal, number of tubes the wind chimes have, that kind of stuff from the title, because that goes in the description. So we'll just remove that. This is good enough for what these are, Carillon wind chimes. And I leave this here, and then I have a prepared description. This is not it. It is here that I've been working with. It's got like this short stuff here, but I have this here. And what I do, and you don't have to do it this way. This is just the way that I do it. What I do is I go in and I create a spot for my description to go. I hit the source, which shows me the HTML. Paste mine in there and go back out and edit it in the regular editor. So then I hop over to AliExpress where we can take a look at this, and I'm going to put some data in my spreadsheet. So I'm going to put the price, and I'm going to put the max price I see here. We're not using this sell price because, as you can see, that goes off in 13 hours. I'm going to use this 8.18 right here, and then that way the piece can be priced accordingly based on the highest regular price that it sells for. And since this is not very big of a margin, I'm probably going to end up coloring this one. And plus it's got $2 with shipping added to that. Let's just calculate that really quick. $1.91 per piece. Let me pull up my calculator. Because y'all don't want to see me do math the long way on here. So I'm not a math person, so my calculator's on my other screen. Let me grab it. Alright, so we've got 8.18 plus $1.91 shipping, $10.09. I'm just going to put that information in here. $10.09. And let's do our short link. I'm using bit.ly, bit.ly to do short links. So I don't have to paste all this big long stuff here in the address bar into this spreadsheet. And this has nothing to do with the SEO part. This is a project where I'm doing SEO, on top of organizing the the project for the client. So all right, close that so we can see our info here. I always like to scroll down and look at this information myself rather than just seeing whatever is pasted into the thing. It looks like this one comes in 2 colors. Let's scroll down and see if that's the case. Yes, so we have a this one needs to go, but we have a gold and a silver. I'm actually going to add a note here. Okay. So this is not the best one to start with, I don't guess. Okay, so what we have here, so I'm going to go ahead and put it, and I always round up these prices because nobody cares about 7.87 inches. I'm going to round that up to 8 inches. I'm going to round this up to 4 inches. And so we're going to go with that. So this product is 8 by 4 by 4. I'm going to put that in here. 8 by 4 by 4. It's made of wood and well, yeah, we'll say metal and wood. Metal and wood. And this editor's funny. You're going to see me doing this a lot where I start, because even though these are not bolded, if I start typing here, it types bold. No matter what I do, I can hit Control B, whatever, and it still does the same thing. It's aggravating. So, all right. One set of chimes is what's included in the package. No assembly, no weight capacity. And we'll just go ahead and say not applicable here. What I did when I first started working on this project was made a template for the information that I wanted to include with every item. And the this store has some furniture items that need to include the weight capacity. Some of the furniture items and other items on this store need to be assembled. So that's why you see those things in here. Then I remove all of this. Remove all that white space. Let's make sure these things over here are correct. And then, yeah, it's already added to the wind chimes collection. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. I'm going to hit, I'm not bold. And then I'm going to write a short blurb here, preferably including some keywords. Some of the keywords for this store are things like, I don't really want to disclose those. I mean, you'll see them as I type the description. If you're savvy, you'll be able to pick them out. So, let's go over here and count the tubes. Sometimes they'll say how many tubes there are, and sometimes you have to kind of count them from the image. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Is that all? Let's see. I want to see the whole thing. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Told you I'm not good at counting and math and all that stuff. So yeah. So we got 14 tubes. Yes. Alright, so then I click this source button again, Control All to select all, Control C to copy, and I'm going to copy this right here into my spreadsheet. Let's see. I've already put this note in here, so I need to add this in addition to this note. And I'm going to highlight the note with yellow. Well, no. This whole row is going to be red just because this pricing issue. Alright, so I scroll down. Here's the SEO part. So we come down, edit website SEO. And the first thing that I want to do is add my URL on the end. Oh my gosh, I can't type today. On the end here of my title. Technically, titles can be up to 70 characters, and it's always good to make them longer if you can. This can be different from the the title of the item. Because this is the SEO title, you can add keywords and that sort of thing here. Alright, and since I'm including keywords in my description, then my meta description is going to be the same. I just have to get rid of some extraneous stuff that might be there on it. Then here, we're going to keep our URLs as short as possible. So I'm going to Control-All to select all, Control-C to copy, and I'm going to paste this into my spreadsheet as well. And finally, last thing I'm going to paste in is my URL. You can see Shopify automatically creates a redirect for you when you clean up your URL, so that's great. And that one is done. I'm going to highlight this one red though, because the price we're charging is less than the price we're spending on the item. So, and I'm using Google Docs. I'm using Google Sheets actually, and I love that because it auto saves, and I can stick that in a drive and share it with my clients if I need to, and that way both them and myself have access to it. Or, you know, I can create kind of a whole back office for a client with a Gmail address using Google Drive and these sheets to kind of organize the back office of their business. So it's just a great tool. All right, so we're going to click save on this. We'll shut this down. We'll let that save and we'll be done with that. Move on to the next one. So up next, we have a sunflower wind spinner. Woohoo. Alright, so we've opened it in AliExpress. Now we'll open it in Shopify and we'll get to work here. Alright, sunflower wind spinner. Do I have a... I've created several of these collections as well, and the collections also have an SEO title and meta description that you have to fill out too. I think that kind of qualifies as a sun catcher. But wind spinner, is that pinwheel? I don't know, what would you call it? Wind spinner. Wind catcher. Let's look it up. Is wind catcher a word? Your wind spinner is a word, so it is wind spinner. Wind catcher. Yep, wind spinner is the word. I'm going to create a quick category because I mean that's part of the whole deal as well, right? The Shopify SEO. Gosh, I can't even live my life today hardly. All right, so I'm going to just grab one of these pictures. I wouldn't suggest using these pictures unless you have the item actually in your store. Use a stock image from like Pixabay or Pexels if you aren't selling the actual item in the store. If you are selling it in your store, I just use these. So we're going to create a new collection. It's going to be called Wind Spinners. I always try to include a call to action in my descriptions. So as you see here, I've, written some BS to describe my collection, and then I've created a call to action that says, hey, check out our variety of wind spinners today, which is, your pretty run-of-the-mill stuff. But, once you've done about 1,000 of these, you just, you're done. Also put the URL in the title here. Meta description is good and our URL is good, so I'm going to save the collection. All done, and we'll head back over to where we're working, and we're going to reload the page so that will show up in our stuff here. Alright, so got it on the home page. We want to add it to our wind spinner page as well. And here we go, we're off. Let me actually close this other. There we go. So, as I did before, I'm going to copy in my description template, basically. I mean, it's got data in it, but I can always there we go. Always edit. Also, when it says a material like PVC or aluminum or copper, stuff like that, I always change it to just metal and plastic, because I found that the translations between English and Chinese, they'll say copper when they really mean brass or aluminum, and you don't want your client to be sending out copper when the customer thinks they're getting brass. That's bad. So, alright, so this is $1.94 a piece regular. And sunflower wind spinner. We know it's colorful. We can look at it to see that, right? Sunflower wind spinner. That's good enough. Let's go ahead and grab our short link. Again, I use bit.ly for short links, so I don't have to put this big long thing up here into my spreadsheet. So, copy and paste. And this spreadsheet's just, if you're just tuning in, it's just a tool for organization. So, I know once I complete this project that there's not duplicate products in this store. I can say so with confidence because I've been through the whole thing. That kind of stuff. So, alright, so what we have here is plastic wind spinner, beautiful sunflower sequins windmill, sparkling in the sunlight, colorful plastic. It is 24 inches, 25. I round on my inches because nobody cares or knows what 24.8 inches is. So, yeah. So, we're going to say 24 inches tall, 11 inches diameter. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not an expert at geometry. I do these things so that I understand what they are in my simple understanding of math and geometry, basically. And you'll see, I start a letter in a lot because even though these are lowercase, it doesn't seem to matter. Watch here, I'll go in and type this, and it's bold anyway. It doesn't matter what you do. So I'll start a letter in just so. Okay, I can remove this, and I always try to remove any extra space down here. If you're just tuning in, also, I have some. This is a template that I'm using that I developed before I started doing any SEO or descriptions on this particular store. And the reason why some things like assembly and weight capacity are on here are because this store does have some furniture. So, alright, sunflower wind spinner. Bright colors, easy to install, foldable, convenient to carry it to camping or picnic. Great decorations. Yeah. Can be used for balcony viewing. Now you notice I removed the word colorful from the title because that's something that we can put use as a description. So, our colorful sunflower, a wind spinner. What else do we want to say? All right. Now, usually, it's usually just a few sentences seems to be enough. I mean, how much do you really need to know about the thing? Look at the picture. You know what I mean? So, let's see if there's any of these features we can include under sequence, sparkling in the sunlight, foldable wind spinner, great deal, blah. Yeah, we've already said everything. All right. So, again here I click the source. Control A to select all, Control C to copy. I'm going to add this to my spreadsheet. And now we're ready to do the SEO part. So I'm going to scroll down, and here you will see Edit Website SEO. First thing I do is go in and add the URL on the end of this, which is basically just a store name. And remove anything in here that is the shipping and that kind of thing. Just leave it at the sentences we've written. And since I'm using keywords in the descriptions, the meta description is going to be good just to pull from that. So we'll add that to our spreadsheet here. And only thing that is left is our URL. I'm going to ahead and we'll just leave this one as it is so we don't have a redirect. Having that colorful on the end is fine. It's not too long, and we'll go ahead and paste that into our spreadsheet. Auto save, so we don't have to worry about that. And we're going to save our page here. Can close out of this one. And we're done with that item. So I'm going to do one more, and then I'll close out this stream. If you're just tuning in, I'm working on some SEO for a Shopify store. So I click the name of I'm in Oberlo. So this is a Shopify store with the Oberlo app installed, and I'm just working through the products that have been added. So I click here. This is going to open the product in AliExpress. Then I open it in Shopify, so we can get to work here. Make sure you let it load, or it might look really crazy. Alright. So here we have another wind spinner. The last item was a wind spinner, and we added a new wind spinners collection collections are basically just the categories in a store. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to that. Tags I don't do a lot with. I just do it if I happen to think of it. But they don't really matter in the scheme of things. It's just another way to navigate on the website. So, alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and create... let's see. I'm going to take the word grid out of here. I believe we have some more of these balloon ones. Hot air balloon. We're just going to let this one be the first one. So, hot air balloon wind spinner's good. Going to copy my piece of description in here. Alright, it does have some data in there just so I can replace it. So, you'll see me going a letter in because no matter what I do, it's still going to be in... It will still bold this, and I want it not to be bolded. So this, I round up my inches because nobody cares about 55.1 inch. So this is going to be 55 by 10 inches. All right. One wind spinner included, and you're gonna see some other things here like weight capacity that won't be used for this item, but this store does have some furniture on it. So I developed when I started working on this, developed a template for my description that I wanted to be included in all of them. So that's why some of the items are not applicable. Alright, so I'm just going to go over here and scroll down to their description and see what we have here. So the colors are arranged in these squares. Hot air balloon, manual measuring. Please allow 1 to 2 centimeter error. Package includes 1x wind spinner. And you know, I've had one of these before, so I'm just going to say some assembly is required on this because they're not going to mail it. They're going to mail this thing flat. They're not going to mail it put together, even though I don't see. We're going to put some stuff like they even made a note. Colors may vary, so we're going to put this in here as well. And then we're just going to say assembly is required. All right, so let's start writing about this thing. Weather, fade resistant, long lasting, sharp, vivid colors. Let's put that. I cannot type today. Anything else here we can use? I try to use all of the information out of this that I possibly can. Yeah, ship flat, easy to assemble. We'll put that in here as well. always once in a while try to include something about gift giving, because this is a store. It's basically a seasonal store. There are like some candle holder and that kind type things on here, but when fall and winter roll around, some of these are going to be some low on the totem pole items. So I always try to put something about gift giving in there because Christmas isn't that far from spring. Granted, it's approximately 4 days after the winter solstice, but it's just a few months before it starts getting warm and people start buying things like this. So, yeah. All right. And I copy the source over just because it's easier. Should this store, go down or need to be restored somehow, it'll be a lot easier that these descriptions and things are in the HTML. So I'm gonna grab my short link. Again, I'm using bit.ly for my short links, so I don't have this big long address to stick in my spreadsheet. And what's our normal price on this? $5.52 per piece plus $2.22 shipping.